Mm. And just to note, YouTube. Apparently, you've not been in the game for the longest, and you still very up your own back, back area about all this copyright stuff and all the means to share around that. I think you should open it up a lot more for that. You can have a separate thing for that. Just let people fucking share. Because I think what's the point if you just can't share shit? Rumble seemed to be ahead of you with that, and they seem to be came later along their lines. So there's no excuse. YouTube have been around for the longest, and it seems to me like y'all are going the other way, and you're not willing to improve upon the amount of diversity being shared, regardless of what people are doing within the so many of the same spectrum, or with a certain narrative. How would you say? There's not much really around things that people like to do within the the entertainment space. It's you all just want to force everyone to just whatever, just take data from them, just face things and only whatever, all this stuff. That's what it's turning into. Well, a lot of it. And you've got games, because obviously people love games, so they'll sit you on that. But that's another ball game altogether. But honestly, you really need to start opening up your area a lot more arena for people like to share within the entertainment space to others, because people might like to commune on that, and they may not like to feel forced to feel extracted or DNA extracted from them, or whatever you like you're using for your fucking shit. Like I said, more people need to be able to expand the amount of diversity and things being shown on the platform, so they'll allow every kind of different things. There's no excuses. This shit's been daunting, this crap, forever, this copyright crap, and I think it's about time you start opening it up, because we're not the first or the last or even exist on the planet that had mentioned a lot around that, and people talking up about the copyright stuff and how they're demonizing, or how should I say, it's just a word for it, videos, other videos, because people are trying to, you can get caught in a game or whatever when they're just trying to share their experience. So you're all just corporate, and you just want money. You don't give a shit. You're not working around the situation. You get all that. You got all the money. You got you earn all the headquarters, and you won't even give not even the least of people to share. So you could improve your practice ASAP, I think, because it would just give a lot more people to play around in that world. And it's not bad. You give people jack crap to do. It's no wonder why you have just so many things, and just at this point, what is there much to commune on? And people will just be empty-handed and just find something to just it's like there's nothing. So it's like, at the end of the day, if you improve the amount of things that you're getting and the amount of spaces that or interests that you're willing to add, it will keep people constructive with something, or busy with something constructive, instead of just it just being like a DNA extraction hub of like whatever, you have to prove something and this, that, the other, and all the other. And if people don't, they get all agitated about it, because you see, the thing is, you're not opening up more diversity, you're not opening up more spaces for people, so people can't express themselves the way they want. So people just have no result but to become agitated about the process, and then they make excuses why nothing is done. Well, we're setting an example that you can make something out of the situation, and you can stand up and say your piece as well, and say, if you don't like a certain treatment, or you like to share a certain perspective, and you're feeling limited of that, let the platforms know, like we have. Of course, we've made tons of videos, and we're pinning things in accordance to what we're doing, of course, and we like the passion around that. But of course, when you just have a media where you're just not able to share as willingly as you like, you're just constraining the amount of options that people have, and people, if people want to put certain points across, how can they, if they're able to edit it? This is how greedy and selfish and destructive these organizations really are, and that needs to be assessed ASAP, because you know what, I'd like to keep something going that I like to share with my fans and my audience, that they might have to care about, and simple as that. You know, if you're just going to deplete us of that, if you're going to restrict us of that, it's not it takes away from the whole element of sharing and space of like that. Especially if you all have been in the game for the longest, YouTube. You've been in the game for the longest, and you happen to be going the other way. You're not improving upon your service range. You're not doing anything like that. Give people more options to express how they like within any kinds of art forms, entertainment space, you name it. And you could do something around the copyrights. You know, let them just share it and stop penalizing people and people complaining. You know, there's no problem if people are just sharing an art piece or sharing a piece of work or they're sharing a film or sharing a whatever. There's no problem. They're just sharing a perspective. They're just sharing a whatever. They, you know, they're not whatever. I get the whole the money aspect to it. Fair enough, but you could still update it so you know people still have the option to share, and you know within all the other stuff, it's understandable. But you know, just give them the option to share, and you shouldn't be punishing them because we've been going through this work on your YouTube because of this crap for the longest. YouTube, it's nothing new, and you've been shutting us down because of rigorous copyright and all kinds of stuff. When you know it's just you know you don't care about your communities, you don't care about your audience. People are uploading hundreds if not hundreds of videos and perspectives and they're just deleted because of a few little things that in all honesty it's just control, complete control, and you all are not opening up the spaces a little bit. So I think you know I understand the rules around you know anything you know disorderly or anything crazy or anything like that to be uploaded. That should be managed, of course. Safety, everything like that I approve of, but you shouldn't be restricting people of their art and the way they like to express themselves. End of story. I just wanted to share this piece just before we get anywhere else. You know, it's kind of embarrassing to see that a lot of other platforms seem to be more ahead of the game than YouTube, and YouTube's practices, I could say for the longest, have been utterly disgusting. And I'd like to be an impact or an impart of saying and standing at the forefront and saying, well, you all could have a bit more of a versatile space, diversity for everybody. People can express their shit, and that's just coming personally from me. Thank you very much. I'm going to get on with our game now.